Thank you, Clifford. To all of you, thank you for coming, and aloha. I would like to thank Punahou for giving me the honor of speaking at this year's Memorial Day service. I especially want to thank Robin Sato for being so patient, and I apologize to her for my procrastination in providing her my biography and photo, and for all of the stress that she endured while constantly trying to get a hold of me to give her that information. I probably subconsciously was trying to figure out why I had agreed to speak, even though, as we all know, politicians love to give speeches. For weeks, I contemplated what I would say to enlighten and appeal to this diverse audience. I have been to other Memorial Day services and have heard many variations of speeches. Memorial Day, as Clifford said, is a federal holiday for remembering the people who died while serving in the country's armed forces. The holiday, which is observed every year on the last Monday of May, originated as Declaration Day after the Civil War in 1986, when the Grand Army of the Republic, an organization of Union veterans founded in Decatur, Illinois, established it as a time for the nation to decorate graves of the war dead with flowers. By the 20th century, competing Union and Confederate holiday traditions celebrated on different days were merged, and Memorial Day was eventually extended to honor all Americans who died while in military service. Memorial Day is not to be confused with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is a day of remembering the men and women who died while serving, while Veterans Day celebrates the service of all U.S. military veterans. Many people visited cemeteries and memorials such as this one. Their visits to honor those who have died in military service. Many volunteers place American flags on each grave in national veteran cemeteries, and as is traditional in Hawaii, leis are also placed on each grave to decorate and honor those that have served. My earliest remembrances of Memorial Day was making flower leis as an elementary school student with my parents, sister, and brothers. It was our contribution to honor and decorate the graves of veterans in Hilo and at Punch Bowl. Over the years, as we got older, our efforts waned, and until I didn't make any leis in high school. But luckily, the tradition then and today is still being carried out by most of our schools, and our fallen veterans' graves are still being honored with fresh leis. This year on Oahu, they needed 35,000 leis to decorate the graves of the veterans. I can also recall my dad taking us up to Po'akaloa training area to visit his Army buddy, who was assigned there, and also having him visit us for dinner in Hilo on Memorial Day and other times. I also remember my dad having another Army buddy who lived in Waianae. He had a Hayden mango orchard, and every summer he would send us boxes of mangoes for us to eat and share with families and friends. My dad also corresponded regularly with a couple of buddies on the mainland and elsewhere in the world. He displayed in our home, and still does today, pictures of him and his buddies from the days when they served together. Later, after serving in the Army myself, I began to realize the bond that these men shared with each other. It was built out of the shared experiences, camaraderie, loyalty, and devotion to each other. Over the last decade or so, I've had the honor of representing organizations or myself at the annual East Hawaii Memorial and Veterans Day Remembrance Services. So I've had many opportunities to reflect on my service and how it has changed the the life of a local boy from Hilo. Although I attend to honor the sacrifices and service for all that have served our armed forces, I know only of one of my friends that I served with that has passed away. At these services, as I listen to the accounts and experiences of the speakers, I now often reflect on my time served at Fort Sill and Merrill Barracks. Fond reflections of time spent with people that have the same shared experiences, camaraderie, loyalty, and devotion to our country and each other. Over the past years, despite the many technological advances and modes of social media communications, I have kept in touch with only one, my roommate and best friend from my tour in Oklahoma, Ray Camissa. In the summer of 2014, I had the opportunity to finally visit Ray in Anchorage, Alaska, where he was assigned to after leaving Oklahoma and where he settled after being honorably discharged. We shared memories of our time together and of his service in Alaska and mine in Germany. We talked about our old friends, but neither of us had kept in contact with anyone else. We vowed that day to try to reach some of our friends and share our contacts. Most recently, I received an email to my website from one of our friends from Fort Sill, Mary Sue Patrick. Mary Sue had moved back to Pennsylvania after serving and began raising a family. Ray, Mary Sue, and I have begun to develop an electronic network of friends we had at Fort Sill, and we hope eventually to have a reunion. Although Memorial Day will still have great significance for me in honoring all of those who have served our country and are no longer with us, much like how my dad showed me how important remembering his buddies was to him, Memorial Day will also have a special remembrance for me and all of my friends I have made while serving, and a special place in my heart for all of them. Mahalo and thank you.